For most people, getting what you want in life is what it's all about. And for Texas businessman Don Davis, that includes, among many other things, the ability to get just the right kind of boat to suit his needs. Davis had a clear-cut vision of exactly what he wanted and began the search for the right yard. A lifelong boater, Davis, in 2003, set his sights on Vancouver-based Sovereign Yachts located in Richmond, British Columbia. And while the construction went on in earnest, the company's financial problems soon caused it to cease operations. Undaunted, Davis put up his own funds and completed the boat, a 138-foot tri-deck motor yacht called Status Quo. And in 2004, he acquired the infrastructure of the company, maintained a 50-person workforce, and reopened the work bays as Richmond Yachts. In what is a perfect testament to the yard's production capabilities, Richmond Yachts presents the latest Status Quo, Davis's personal statement for being able to get what you want. For PMY TV, I'm Captain Ken Chrysler, Senior Editor of Power Motor Yacht Magazine. Welcome aboard. To get yachts such as Status Quo from plans to launch, Davis has put together a veteran staff of professionals, led by his VP of Operations, Keith Kisselback.
Well, the way I approach a project like this really is to collect the best group of experienced people that I can to begin with, because if you have those people, they can build any project. They can do anything you need for you. But we had known from the beginning that Don's style was very much a country club, gentleman's club type of style, you know, and just with that in hand, you can make a tremendous amount of decisions on your own that you can present then to the client. You know, issues of, you know, interior-wise, way moldings fit, and you know, how much detail do you want in things? Do you want it simple? Do you want it very detailed? Do you want it very colorful? Do you want it subdued? Those kinds of things were fundamental, you know, those questions and answers were fundamental to the whole thing.
And in his pursuit to provide the boating world with the quality that he, as a boat owner and now builder, not only looks for but demands, one merely has to look at all Davis's 142-foot tri-deck Status Quo has to offer.
I remember back when I was 10, 12 years old, my grandfather used to take me fishing, and he had a little old boat with about a 4-horsepower, 5-horsepower motor on it, and we'd go out and ride on the lake. I remember the first time I got in that boat, I said, boy, I got to have one of these things. And
Don Davis sure got what he wanted. What began as a young man's dream has been fully realized in every aspect of his beautiful yacht. All right, we're going to start our tour aboard Status Quo right here in the lazarette and engine room. All right, as we enter, right here to starboard is a freezer with plenty of stowage cabinets and an ice maker. To port, engineer's quarters. As we move forward, also to starboard here, the engineer's office, toolbox, all sorts of monitoring panels, and lots of cabinets. To port, all our electricals, including the Atlas shore power unit. There's also an entrance and exit from this area to the main deck right here to port. This is a well laid out engine room, and as you can readily see, getting around both sides of each engine is very easy. Also, every piece of major equipment here is readily accessible. Now, let's take a look at those spaces. Everything is within easy reach, from the water maker to the sea chest to the rake cores and engine maintenance areas to the all-important head system and sea strainers. All right. It's always been my contention that a well-designed and well-conceived engine room sets the tone for the rest of the yacht. And on that note, let's take a look at the main deck. With the tri-deck yacht, there's plenty of outside space on which to entertain. Whether here on the main deck's aft end, the mid-deck Sky Lounge's expansive exterior, or the sun deck's upper reaches, with comfortable forward seating and dining areas, as well as the hot tub, it's all designed for fun and leisure activities. But one look inside Satus Quo will easily confirm her pedigree as a truly custom yacht. Case in point, the elegant but quite comfortable and inviting main deck salon, offering conversation-friendly seating areas and entertainment center, along with a baby grand piano. Along the starboard hallway is a day head, as well as entree to the master suite. Here, Davis went for comfort as well as a stylish motif. The beautiful woodwork in the entryway, custom crafted by the expert Richmond carpenters, offers a workstation to starboard and opposite a break front. His and her heads are to either side of the fore and aft king bed, and there are plenty of stowage areas here as well. The heads themselves offer stylish accommodations and lots of attention to detail. When Davis has his guests aboard, they can opt to dine in the elegant formal surroundings of the main deck's dining room. And with the galley entrance over to port, his crew can serve and clear the table quite efficiently. Functional and stylish at the same time, the galley features stainless steel appliances as well as plenty of matching cabinetry, allowing the chef and crew to work culinary magic aboard. And on Satus Quo, there is no holding back here either in the comfortable cruise quarters, which are accessed via a staircase in the galley. Mr. Davis pampers his guests in the same way that he does himself, as evident on the main deck. Now, right here in the guest quarters, there are 4 private staterooms, 2 forward and 2 aft, each with their own ensuite heads. Let's have a look. Both the double berth and queen berth quarters have mirror image rooms next door, and as you can readily see, are tastefully decorated. And that also goes for each room's ensuite head. All right, now that we've seen the main deck and the guest quarters, let's take a look at the Sky Lounge. Obvious details abound here that attest to Mr. Davis's ability to provide a space in which to entertain in a very special way. From the card table on which many a game of Texas Hold'em has been played, and many more will be to come, to the cushy and comfortable leather seating areas, to the well-stocked bar, this is a room with an extra special profile. The starboard hallway on this deck also leads to the captain's quarters to port, where Davis has also provided a comfortable and stylish environment for the skipper. Following right along with the design theme, Satus Quo's pilot house offers the captain, as well as Davis and his guests, a comfortable and congenial place in which to gather. The console is well laid out, with all the big screen electronics to either side of the centerline wheel. And for ease in docking maneuvers, both port and starboard sides offer these hidden wing stations. It takes a lot to get a boat such as Satus Quo off the naval architect's drawing board and into the water, as well as outfitting her to the exacting specifications of her owners. But Don Davis and his team are more than up to the task. After the launch party for his boat, at which he put in his time overseeing the food service and even flipping burgers for all those involved, he shared these thoughts with me concerning the Richmond way of doing things.
You know, we brought funds to the company, we brought some good management to the company, and I always like to say we brought a little bit of Texas to Vancouver. So we all get along, we're a really good team, and that's what you got to have in business today. And I've owned several companies, and they've all been fairly successful because of one thing: we had a team. You know, it wasn't anything I did. Without the team, it don't work.
For PMY TV, I'm Captain Ken Chrysler, Senior Editor of Power and Motor Yacht Magazine, and I hope you've enjoyed your time aboard this beautiful yacht as much as I have had showing you around. I'll see you next time.